Hey, let's go. Just finished.
It's the Solar One Sci-Fi podcast.
Hello, this is episode, I think it's 160 of the Solar One Sci-Fi podcast. I'm Michael Ball. Sorry we were off last week, but we are back this week. We are back and we're looking forward to reviewing the latest Star Wars series, which is something which we've got a lot to talk about. I'm joined, of course, once again by my faithful co-host, Martin Fowler. Hello, Martin.
Hello, and how are you this week?
We're fine. We missed last week. I'm fine, and I hope you're fine. We missed last week because there's just too much going on with our in our backgrounds, with our work and everything else, and sometimes we just can't make it. But it's good because this week, as I say, we've just seen Ahsoka. We're both interested to get each other's perspective on it. We also are going to get a review reaction to an old school buddy. He sent me something. I don't know if we're going to play all of it, and his name's Malcolm, by the way. Hello, Malcolm. But we're going to play at least some of it and see how it goes. But from what I understand of my my school friend, he might be a harsh critic. He'll be fully analytical. Let's just put it that way. So we're going to look forward to that. We're going to get a reaction. We don't normally do reactions, but we can do it on Zoom, and we'll have a go at that. So yeah, I'm fine. Martin, how are you? What else have you been up to since we last?
I started had this super intense documentary making course yesterday.
Oh, how's it going?
That was really good with this industry professional, and so that was like 4 hours. And
okay.
she's really good. She showed us the first ever documentary ever made, and apparently it's the Blooper, Nanook of the North.
Wasn't that they said on Malcolm Mindy?
No. I'm trying to be serious.
Go on, sorry.
It was made 100 years ago about people that live in igloos, Eskimos.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And apparently it was the first ever documentary ever made, and it was interesting. She was telling about how documentaries like manipulate people and get them to think stuff, and it was really clever.
Yeah.
And I never thought about all this, so that was interesting. But there is positives to it. But she did go into this side of it. I'm going to a convention on Saturday, and then I found out the trains aren't running from Eastbourne. So
for God's sake, how are you going to get out? How are you going to get there?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm going 2 days before.
Oh, so you'll be okay. All right, I was going to say.
I can get back. There's like a train that runs to somewhere, and then it's a rail replacement bus.
Yeah, like a backup
to somewhere, and then you get a train.
So it's really fiddly to get there, basically.
Yeah. I can get there straight away, but coming back is going to be.
Every time you talk about something you want to go to, you always say that the trains are cancelled every time.
Well, they're always having engineering work. They've been having engineering works on that line for 10 years. Mm-hmm. I don't know what they're doing on it. But so anyway, I'm getting back, and then it's my friend's birthday, so I'm going to go straight there after the convention. So that's the weekend. But I'm going Thursday, and I'm looking. I just want to get out of London for a couple of days, and that's it now. So looking forward to seeing the sea. The weather's been exemplary, but it's going to be pissing
lovely.
It down.
Is it changing? Is it?
Cold
Oh God!
All over the weekend.
Oh, I honestly, the first half of October, well, not half, the first third, has been really nice. It's been lovely. I can tell the weather's changing today. It's definitely getting darker.
Yes.
And I suppose, but then you've got to expect, it's going to be autumn now. It's going to change. And so far, it's been pretty good. So, what can I say? It's been a sort of strange sort of time for us all. But, I think that 2023, one thing so far which I've said about 2023 is that we had some good shows this year. We've had Star Trek Picard Season 3, which I loved.
Superb, yep.
We're going to talk about Ahsoka, which you can probably tell is quite positive. Mandalorian wasn't so good for Season 3, but I still enjoyed it. I still think it was all right. I enjoyed it. I'll definitely watch it again. And then, of course, next month we've got the new Doctor Who 60th anniversary episodes.
Do you want to do a live show after that?
Yeah, I probably. I don't see. I mean, we'll see what we're both doing.
What about asking Jade to come on?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if you're up for it. I
But
think he
though
was.
after, well, people might be kicking the coffee tables up in the air when it's on. I mean, it's going to be interesting to find out what happens on Doctor Who, isn't it? Really, do you know? What
Yeah,
I mean?
I've got the feeling that these are going to be good. But I get it's BBC. I'm not the biggest fan of the BBC in the way that they do things at the moment, as you all know, after Doctor Who in recent years, War of the Worlds, which was yeah, I mean that was just like
Somebody I discovered. One of my friends, he watched that War of the Worlds attack. He thought it was absolute crap, and I stood up. I did.
It felt like a TV movie. It felt like a B movie. It felt like
I did defend its honour, but he wasn't having it. And
it's all right. It was okay.
It made me sit through that crap, Martin.
Better than the BBC version. Better than the BBC
well, I
version.
said that. I said, well, you didn't like the fucking BBC version. I said it's superior to that.
Yeah,
but
it was superior to that.
I will say he had a point about the kitchen scene with the vicar. You know, the vicar with the penknife cutting the bread.
What, the one when they're all in the room and they're trapped in the room and everything?
Yeah, and he says to her that you will be the sacred vessel for starting the human race off again, and you two are going, you know. And I agree with that. That were really cheesy, and he were overacting over the top.
It was like he was supposed to be like the Parson character, Nathaniel from
the
book.
Yes.
And it was it's slightly different variation of it, but it's a similar principle.
Somebody else, I came across the video. Somebody else did it. I think it was 20 minutes. Did a 20-minute review, and he had nothing but praise for it.
I like I said, I didn't mind it. I enjoyed it. I watched it twice.
But I think we're the only two people. This guy,
but
nobody. They're the only ones that have reviewed it.
I don't know anybody else who's even talked about it, let alone reviewed it. I don't know where it came from.
This video, I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
but I was surprised. I thought, you know, you get them little boxes. It said "War of the Worlds attack."
Yeah, you get if you put something in, you'll get someone like a similar thread, and it'll be on YouTube recommendations or something. Nothing, just ours and this one.
Well, I found one other person apart from us.
I still think it's worth a watch.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's worth the watch.
I will defend the film.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I see the bigger picture of what that could have been.
I wish it had more money
that
in
wasn't
it.
enough for my defence.
I wish. No. If they'd have got all the actors from the BBC version, and they didn't get it made by the BBC, but the money that the BBC's version had, it went to this other company, it would have been fantastic. Yeah. It would have been brilliant. It would have been a masterpiece, I think, compared to the first one, the BBC one, which was, I still can't believe how bad that was. I cannot believe how bad that the flashbacks, and it was just all over the place, and it was just absolute shite. It was terrible. Terrible.
Oh, anyway. No, it was terrible.
It really was.
It's interesting with my friends with Ahsoka. I've got one friend he just has not got the time for it. And I'm going to say, no, it's just, I'm not, everybody's entitled to the point of view. If we're watching this,
let's go into, on that point,
all right, I'll leave it.
Let's go into our focus of the week.
I do agree with some of his points. I will say that. Yep.
We'll go into the focus, and then you can start straight off with your colleagues' review. So here we go. This is our Solar One Sci-Fi Focus of the Week. Here we go.
It's the Solar Sci-Fi Focus of the Week.
We're talking about anything. Oh, I saw The Creator.
Oh, okay. All right. Hang on. All right. Now you messed everything up now. This is like a blooper. All right. I tell you what.
I saw The Creator last week.
Okay. How was that?
Fantastic. Very fantastic film. I know it's flopped in America, but it's done quite well here.
Oh, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. I'll wait until it's
done well here. It's done really well here. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, but you
like
watched
Oppenheimer when I was both shitless.
Yeah, but the thing is,
it's predictable.
Martin, you watched Barbie, though. You watched the Barbie movie.
Oh, don't will you stop bringing that up? Barbie's good. You know, I don't know why you won't give it a shot. I don't know why.
It looks like shite. It just looks terrible.
Give it a shot. Have a family night and get a pizza.
Nobody else, I know, but if I said it to my family, they'll disown me.
Is that really? Okay. Right. Well,
I'll be on the street. I'll be getting a tent by the seafront and asking for for 50p towards cup of tea, please, mate. No, I'm joking. I don't know. It doesn't strike. I mean, the thing is, normally with stuff that you like, I normally like as well. So,
but Barbie's really good. Give it a go.
But it doesn't look very good.
It's
I'm not watching
funny.
that. I'm not watching Oppenheimer though. That looks like
No,
Northfest. That does.
Yeah, I don't think you'll survive the night watching that, mate. I will.
No,
I
got a vibe from that. It was all talk and there was no action. It was just like supposed to be. I hate these things where this goes back to Andor with the Star Wars. I know, like I said, we are focused. I know we got to the focus of the week, but we're doing it different this week. I don't give a shit, quite frankly. Andor again was a good idea, but it had no action. It was too much talk. It was too much padding. And if it had been half the length of the season, 6 episodes, it would have been fine.
Yeah, it'd have worked. I think Andor, to me,
12 episodes. 12 episodes. That's the problem there.
We knew what happened to him. I mean, it was just pointless. And when he was in that film Rogue One, I wasn't really interested in him.
No, I was more interested in the
Marvel. I preferred the other characters.
I like the blind guy, the one that said the Force is with me. The one with. I thought he was quite a compelling character.
Yeah, and I like Forrest Whitaker's character.
Oh yeah, who's appeared? He's appeared in the new series as well. But even so, he's not for about 2 scenes. You've hardly seen him. But anyway.
It's the
Solar Sci-Fi
focus of the week.
Anyway, Ahsoka.
Yeah, let's go on to
Ahsoka.
I don't recommend the creator.
All right, okay. So it's just finished. We've been watching it. We've been sort of like talking about it. I've not heard about the actual episode, the last episode you've seen yet. But generally, without sort of like hearing about the last episode specifically at the moment, what do you think about Ahsoka? Are you glad it's been made? Tell me what you think about it.
I've enjoyed Ahsoka. I thought it was a bit slow on first episode, but then it picked somewhere I connected with it pretty quickly.
Okay.
And suddenly I started getting into it, and I just like a character. I really enjoyed it, but I'm going to say this, and I'll probably get shot down. I was a bit disappointed with the outcome of it. I was expecting more.
It was left. Obviously, the spoilers at this point. If you've not seen it all yet, watch the actual episode. What was it about the last episode that disappointed?
Well,
was it because
I get it how they wrapped up the throne thing, where he jumped back to the other galaxy. I get that. That had to be done.
Has to be done.
To set in motion the other stuff that's on its way. I get that. But all I wanted to know what was Balaam. Where was he going? What's calling out for him? And we
found out.
Gods.
Yeah, we thought the Mortis gods. There's the 3 of them, and isn't Ahsoka supposed to be like an embodiment of the daughter?
Yeah, well, then we saw the owl, didn't we?
And the owl as well, which is a reference to
so it. It's Abeloth.
This is stuff I'm aware of, but not at a big expert.
Abeloth. I think Abeloth for it now. I know about Abeloth from Wikipedia because I looked into her. Okay. Abeloth, I don't know if she's in the game. She's from the expanded unit, you know, the one that got rid of.
Okay.
The 3 Mortis gods, they had a human that lived with them, a female.
Yeah.
And she was like the mother to the 2 children.
Okay.
And the father of the god, he married her, but they were all immortal. She was getting old. And, you know, they couldn't interfere in how, like, normal life plays out. So she went to this place. I think you see it in Clone Wars. You know, there's like a fountain of knowledge and something of power. There were like you bathe in one, and then she went to this place. No humans are allowed to go there, and she jumped in this. She jumped into this like a force, like there's 2 force points. One she bathed in one of power, and then she did some other one where it was of knowledge, and it made her omnipotent, but she went insane.
Right. Oh, okay.
And she becomes malevolent. And look, this is Luke Skywalker and these new Jedi, they managed. Well, the Mortis god, she were more powerful than them. She were totally out of their league, but they managed to trap her in a black hole or something.
Okay.
And obviously, but they've took because in the three statues, the daughter wasn't there. It was the father and the son.
And the son.
Yeah. So, and he was pointing, and the voice that's calling out, and this is what even a lot of them are all saying now. They're bringing Abeloth in
into live action,
into this new Disneyverse they've created. That's all I know. She's from the expanded canon. So it's amazing how they cancelled it, but they're taking loads.
They're taking on board some other aspects, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
so that's all I know. You can just Wikipedia Abeloth and it's all there. But she's more powerful than Emperor. She's up, but she's trapped.
Omnipotent.
Basically, yeah. She's like, even the Force doesn't like her. She's like an anti-Force. She's not good or bad. She's just chaos and destruction. And so I assume the saying now, because Palpatine in the canon novels, he was always something was calling it out. So went beyond the unknown region, something, and he couldn't pinpoint. So Balin has tuned into it.
Into that, and he's going to sort of inherit.
I could be wrong. It could be something else, but there's something calling to him. And where I felt let down with this, I would have liked to have known just a bit more, just a minute more where you
know what?
It was.
I know exactly what happened. They probably did do some more, but the actor Ray Stevenson, I think his name, he passed away.
Yeah.
So
I know.
What they had to do is they had to cut it down, that aspect of the actual episode, because they're going to have to rewrite it, and they're going to either recast or do something different, where there's some other embodiment of this situation that they're
whatever
going into.
It is. Yeah.
That's why. I'm not daft. Exactly. They probably would have had the encounter with all this, but they had to cut because the actors died.
Yeah, because when I was watching the final episode, I was more interested, and when they were all running about fighting zombie troopers and rest of it, all that was irrelevant to me. It were all right, but I wanted to know where them two were.
That's why. They cut it all down because they had to. And that was an awful thing. And in some ways, if the actor hadn't died, you see what would have happened if the actor hadn't died until this point. Say he died in a month's time. It sounds a bit morbid, but let's just say he had done.
Yeah,
it would have been a different episode that you would have seen, because they would have thought that Ray Stevenson would be back for wherever it goes next, season 2 or the movie that's coming up or whatever. And so they had to course correct. They had to think, oh my gosh, so what should we do? And that's what they've done, which is, like I said, now the actor, I don't know much about him from other stuff, but he was brilliant. I thought he was really good as this sort of dark Jedi. I liked the female Padawan. I can't remember what her name was now. She was good as well.
The rumours now for second season that he's going to, obviously, who's ever going to play his character, is that he's this entity, or whatever this force is. It's ancient, it's old. I think it'll use him and dispose of him, and I think it's going to possess him.
They'll give an explanation, and probably what will happen is, as you say, that his force, his consciousness or something, will go into her, and then they can because they don't like to I don't like actors being recast anyway. I hate it when you get an actor with a different taking on a well-known character already. An actor sort of like, it's hard to adjust.
But they might CGI him,
No, I know it's too expensive. I think it'd be too expensive.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I do. I mean, they did a few short scenes with Luke Skywalker in the Boba Fett, which was great, but it cost a lot of money to do.
But it was short scenes, not it?
But it was great, but it was short scenes.
Yeah,
they won't be able to do a whole season, I don't think.
No.
But the thing is, another question. I mean, I have seen the animated stuff. I've never been a big fan of the animated stuff. I don't mind it, but I'm just a live action person. I just prefer it. Do you really think that you really would have missed out if you hadn't seen all the animated stuff? If you just gone from Mandalorian?
I think so, yeah. There's the trouble is with Ahsoka, there were so many Easter eggs in it. Instead of just going like down a straight path, bringing the Mortis guards, that's easy to sort of cover, but there were too many there were Easter eggs just everywhere. And if you haven't seen, like, we've seen Clone Wars and Rebels, and because my friend
actually very
said,
good.
well,
They're good series. They are good series.
No, they are.
For animated stuff, they're good.
A friend said, "Well, how did Ezra Bridger end up in that other galaxy?" You know,
Yeah, even I knew that there was just.
Yeah, but he's never seen the cartoon.
No, wasn't it the World Between Worlds?
I had to send him.
I
sent him the clip, you know, of with the Purgles and how they got there, and
the Spouse Worlds, what they're called, yeah.
But I mean, there is a lot of history going back because they've been there a decade. So I mean,
10
what
years.
happened between him and Thrawn in that 10 years?
I loved the Chimera. I loved his ship. Oh my god! And it had bits of gold in it, but it still had the logo at the bottom of the ship. And as a ship guy, when you saw the episode, I think it's episode 6, when it flies in, and you hear the rumble, and you think it's Ezra's force. No, Sabine's force, and it wasn't. It was a ship.
Yeah.
And
what do you... No, go on.
No. I was going to say I thought it was really well done.
What do you think? Some people are not happy about Sabine being force sensitive.
Don't bother me. That's right.
No, I didn't think twice about it. I've seen a few videos. Some people are not happy about it, but
don't mind about it. Why not? I liked her. I thought she was quite good. I like the character. I think the actress played her well.
Yeah.
I think that all the actors who replaced the animated versions, they all did a really good job. I really do. Seriously, like I said, we're going to have this critical review from my old school buddy in a minute. We're going to review that. Yeah. And that's going to be interesting. What we'll do is we'll pause Zoom because Zoom's got a limitation. We'll come back in a second. But I just think, it had a lot of action. It was, like I said, going back to Andor, where literally an episode, you wait 30 minutes, you might see one ship scene or one sort of CGI thing. It had a lot going. Loads of lightsaber battles, which I love.
Oh, yeah, that was perfect. I love the stormtroopers, the red... the storm with the battered armor with the gold bits.
Oh, and I know we even saw the death troopers. We saw 2 death troopers in the last episode. They're the ones which are black, and you could see one of them. Their face was all rotted.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's like The Walking Dead. I love The Walking Dead.
Loved it.
The Walking Wars.
I would have just liked a bit more on. I'm more interested in what's trapped on that planet.
Oh, we'll find out about that. What about Claudia Black? Claudia Black. I didn't even recognize her.
No, I didn't. Do you
I
know
did not recognize. I found
out.
I think I found out from.
I read an article online.
Yeah, somebody put it on Facebook, and I didn't recognize. I would never have. And also, she's not in the actual end credits and the main credits. She's just like at the end, a really tiny Claudia Black. I thought to myself, she should have been at least mentioned in the. She's quite a big sci-fi actress. She should have been
massive sci-fi
with like David Tennant and even saw C-3PO once here. I thought, what is he doing? And it was him. It was him in the gold suit. He was back. Which, although his head was a bit up for some reason. I don't know why he's looking. But what do you think of the CGI of Hayden Christensen as what's his name?
I didn't. I just accepted it. It didn't bother me at all.
Yeah, but I thought it looked really good. I thought it looked.
Yeah,
really
I did.
Good.
I saw him as the ghost and all the Force entity.
And
I didn't question it.
No.
I think he looks good for his age, and I don't think they've done a lot of CGI with him.
I don't know because he looked a bit older in some scenes in Obi-Wan. There was an episode where you see him slightly de-aged fighting or practicing with Obi-Wan in episode.
Yeah.
But he looks better in this one. Yeah. And I thought, like I said, I don't know how much they needed to actually use CGI or de-aging techniques to sort of do it. But from what I saw of it, he actually looked really good. 20 years ago was the last time we saw him in 28 years. And I thought they did a really good job with the CGI. The special effects were really, really good. I know all the creatures, all the ship scenes, and as someone who likes the visual aspect of Star Wars, great musical score. I like the end titles as well. I thought it was pretty solid. I
loved the interior of the Star Destroyer.
Oh, I know. I mean,
you see the size of it inside it was just incredible.
And of course, the zombie troopers as well.
Oh, I love that. Actually, when you show his jaw.
Oh,
that
no,
I thought
I know.
that we're on to something new here. Because I think what they're trying to do with this, I think they're trying to get out of the Jedi Sith thing, and they're trying to bring another element into it,
the
so they can take
witches,
Star Wars elsewhere.
the witches really are using the Force. It's not. I think the Force and their magic are entwined. That's how they can control things, because the Force exists in Star Wars, and they have this energy where it appears more like magic. But then, to somebody who doesn't watch Star Wars, when they make something float in the air, it does look like magic. But I like that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it's still entwined with the Force, which I kind of like.
But I think they're trying to get away from Sith versus Jedi now.
Yeah, but I don't blame them for that. It's done.
Because you can't have it.
You can't have. It's only so many times
another
you got
Dark Lord rising.
Yeah, and you got like and there's a good Force and evil. No, I think it's. I just like what it's done. And I think
And I think they can open up the universe to like a third element now that'll take it away from the Sith Jedi thing.
But they are slightly confined though, because in the end they will have to dovetail into the sequel trilogy. So they have got some limitations.
Yes, that's a valid point.
The point is that they can do a lot of stuff, but in the end, whatever they do, however big it is at the moment, it would have to be destroyed or go somewhere else to go into episode 7 of the Force.
Yeah, because whether you like Kylo Ren and all them and Rey,
that's all still part of it.
That's part of canon.
It won't be deleted unless I don't think they'll go like an alternate universe idea. I don't think that would happen.
I hope not. That's just an excuse. It's so easy.
All right, I know.
But maybe that could all get erased through the portal of tomorrow. Maybe they might erase.
Unless they do a multiverse, they could do it. They could do a Star Wars. They could do a Star Wars multiverse. I mean.
Well, they could do.
Like Marvel have done. I mean. I think a lot of fans would be upset by that. Personally, time travel. I don't want time travel in Star Wars. I don't want time travel.
But they can work the 3 future sequels. They can work around that. Yeah. They can work around it. And they could bring something. What I'm saying is they could add another element to Star Wars, which there's 3 sequels on the way with Rey now, apparently.
Yeah, well, I think it's.
So they could bring in something new with that. So.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, look, on that note, let's go into. We're going to just pause the Zoom, and then we're going to go into this review from my old school buddy. So we'll be right back. Right, so we're back. So this is, like I said, I'm not sure how this is going to go. We've not done one of these sharing ones, I think, many times. But like I said, old school buddy of mine, he decided to do a very thorough review. We've not seen this. And let's just see what happens when we share this, because I've not done this many times. So let's just share sound as well. No. And then it should come up. Let's just try it. Give it a second. All right. It says. Okay. So let's hit play. Can you see it at your end?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. Let's go.
10 from this side.
Okay. Here we go. Let me know if you can hear it.
Hey there, Michael. So. Ahsoka review. I think we've spoken long enough now to know my big problem with these shows now is the writing. It's just not good. We've reached a situation with these shows now where all the writers do is they write these big wow moments, and then they don't have any real story behind it to say why. So, let's put Ahsoka on the wing, battling things back with her lightsaber. Why? Why is she on the wing? Who cares? Nobody cares. They're just going to accept that she's on the wing and it looks cool, so let's do it. Story, not really relevant at all. And then when they've run out of wow moments, they'll then throw a little bit of nostalgia. Oh, it's C-3PO and he said Princess Leia's name. It's the best episode ever. Was it though? That was 2 minutes in an episode that was largely crap, if I'm honest. No story, nothing. But you wanted me to keep this to 2 minutes. I could literally go on for hours. I would much rather do this face to face, where we can kind of riff off each other, rather than this, which is basically just a rant. I did like certain aspects of it. I think the characters in it are brilliant. I think the set pieces are great. The special effects are fantastic. I love Hera. as a character. As I've said before, I never got really much past the second season of Rebels, so I don't really know the characters that well. I'm told it gets better later on, but it's just such a slog to sit through it. Same with Clone Wars, never got past season 2. It's just crap, basically. I know it gets later on, and I do really want to see the last couple of series of both of those. Maybe I'll force myself to do it one day. Hera's great character though. Cards on the table, I have had a thing for green-skinned women ever since the days of the original Star Trek.
Orion's, yeah. Alright, okay.
The other characters, not so much. I didn't like Ahsoka's character when she was in The Mandalorian, but I did like her better in this. I did think she was better in this until the last 2 episodes where they started to drag it on. And one of the things is when she's delivering her lines at the end, and it's supposed to look all deep, meaningful and thoughtful, but all she's doing is she's just delivering them one line at a time while she gazes off into space because it gives impact. Well, no, it doesn't. It's just shit writing. When Joey Tribbiani talked about smell the fart acting in Friends, he was actually joking. It was a joke. That's not an actual thing. Standing there just delivering your line a few every second is just crap.
Can I just pause at this point? The delivery of lines, doesn't that remind me a bit of William Shatner? Martin, does that remind you of William Shatner?
I'm just observing at the moment because your friend is saying the same things basically what one of my closest friends said to me.
Okay.
Because one of my friends, I love him to bits. He went on about the lightsaber scene on top of the spaceship. You know.
Oh yeah.
And he does. My friend, I respect what he's got to say, but similar points.
All right.
Not impressed with the series at all.
Okay, well let's carry on. This is quite an interesting review.
Interesting, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Just not good storytelling. Then we have this. Their objective is to stop Thrawn. That's it. They found Ezra. Ping, you've got the Found Ezra Bridger trophy. But next objective, stop Thrawn getting off that damn planet. You're not there for any other reason. But we're going to plod along very slowly with the little turtle people. Why? Those turtle people aren't coming with you. They're not going anywhere. Get your ass over there as fast as and stop Thrawn. That's your only job. If you want to say goodbye to the turtle people, come back later when you fuck that guy up. Let's do it. Sorry about swearing.
That's all right.
I'm sure you can bleep that. Try not to do it again. But that's it. Just get there. Don't, oh look, 2 TIE fighters, well let's just smash our ship up. Oh, wasn't it brilliant that she did that? It was so, no it wasn't tactical genius, it was stupidity. Shoot the damn things down, cause them to fly into each other, do a bit of fast flying so they crash or slam into mountains or something. You know, it worked for Maverick, to be fair. There was just something better than knackering your only way of getting there. But here's the thing, even on those little weird snarly horseback things, they still got there anyway. Alright, last minute, but they still got there. So if they'd have just jumped in their ship and flown there in the first place, they would have been there before the TIE fighters came and got there and had plenty of time rather than it being a last minute thing. Then back in the days of the original, I think it's called Legacy Universe now, the original novels that came after the original series but before the prequels, Timothy Zahn wrote the first sequels and introduced 2 fantastic characters that we've all wanted to see in the flesh ever since. One of them is Grand Admiral Thrawn. He was a tactical genius. He was terrifying. He was just so good at what he does. And this Primarch version that they've got is just the greatest insult to Timothy Zahn's character I have ever seen. He's not. They've tried to make it, he sacrifices people. Yeah, do you know what? When the other Thrawn did it, there was a reason he did it. He was to trap people, pull the drugs out of money. At the very worst, he did it to get away from something. There was a reason he turned people down. He didn't do it lightly. This guy, he's like Field Marshal Haig in Blackadder Goes Forth when he's playing with the toys on the thing and then scatters them all away and brushes them all up in a dustpan and brush. The idea being that General Haig was a moron and this Thrawn is also a moron. Your job was to stop the heroes from getting to you. So you send your troops out. Now, somebody online, I'd read online, I didn't know this, but somebody online said, oh, they're necro troopers. They've come back to life several times. That's why their uniforms are all done up with red masking tape, I think, is what they're supposed to be. I'm not sure. I'm not going to argue one way or the other. If it's not that, then it's not that. But the idea is that they've all died and come to life. But then we find that they haven't all died. They're all still alive.
I saw that.
This is going to be the first time that they're all going to, we'll die for Thrawn. We'll go and hold them up and they'll kill us and we'll come back. It's like, but you're not even going to come back as yourselves, are you? You're going to be your standard walking dead. You don't even pick your guns. I mean, the heroes, the Jedi heroes, carved you up when you were fully trained, armed stormtroopers, and now you're supposed to stop them with. That's how you're going to stop them? Really? Waste of time, you idiot. And then, and this bit really amuses me. In order to slow the stormtroopers down, or the necro troopers, whatever the hell they're called, our heroes just keep shutting all the doors. Every 5 minutes there's a door. Shut it, smash the lock. Shut it, smash the lock. Now these things get through them eventually, but they're slowing them down. That was the objective for Thrawn. Slow them down so you can get away. Why didn't he just, instead of sending his troops down for an honourable fact of all these guys are willing to die for, why don't you shut all the doors in a building and lock them all? We saw in The Phantom Menace how long it takes to get through a blast door with a lightsaber. So just do that. You slow them down. They're not going to reach you in time. Which brings to the other bit. He literally says, I think it's even in the same sentence, they're too late, we're done, everything's loaded, we're ready to go. Brilliant. We still need a bit more time. What? Why? Why do you need more time? I don't understand. Tell us why you need more time. Give us a reason that you cannot leave yet. Don't just say we need more time and expect us to take that as given. Give us a reason why you need one. It's going to take a while to work out the coordinates is always a good one. Or, it takes a while to power up the engines is another great one. Any of them will do. Don't care. Just give us a reason that isn't just we need more time. Morgan, you who've gone this way and done all of this and been given the super magic green flamey sword thing, you know what I have to do. What you came all the way here to do that? That's your reward, that's you. And it's the whole, this Thrawn sacrifices people. No, he's not. That's giving your queen away for nothing. When you're playing chess and you sacrifice a piece, particularly the queen, you're doing it for a reason. You're doing it to maneuver the other guy into a position. You're doing it so he has to do something stupid. You're doing it for a tactical reason, and there was no tactical reason to this. Those Jedi shouldn't have even been running through that temple. They should have still been fighting through door to door. But we send this woman down with a little flaming sword. And this series has had some of the worst lightsaber or battles. Old Ezra Bridger, I don't need a lightsaber, I'm just going to take you down with my fist. Whoa, really? That people accepted that as good stuff? Really? The Morgan Elsbeth Ahsoka sword fighting was good.
That was good.
I don't really understand how that green flamey smoke thing made the sword stand up to a lightsaber, but in the current Disney universe of stuff, don't seem to really do that much anymore. Anyway, you can certainly
Dathomiri magic.
Take out their kidneys, half their intestines, and they can still walk away from that. And every single bit of armour that anybody seems to have can withstand those Beskar. But there's other stuff we've seen where it doesn't really do anything. So we've got that as well. So they were good fights, but there was no need for it. She shouldn't have been there, because Thrawn should have just gone. Even if you've said everything's on board, there's nothing in that temple keeping you there. And if there was, you should have heard it in dialogue. So there was no reason you couldn't have shut all the doors in the temple, slowed these arseholes down, and then move us away. Even if you're waiting for that big ring to come down, you're on a ship. You don't need to wait for that. Go to it. Go meet it. If anything. But either way, move away from that temple. And then you literally just kick the stall out from under them in the simplest way possible. And just for shits and giggles, blow the damn thing up. Blow it up, open fire. You did anyway. Shoot the damn thing down. You've lost no troops, you've not lost Morgan. And the heroes are now, stranded definitely on the planet, but if they're not very nearly dead, they're very actually dead, because you just blew the temple up that they were in. Meanwhile, you leave. All good. Done. I don't understand why anybody's claiming that this Thrawn is a tactical genius. He's an absolute nut job. He's a moron of the First Order. I don't even know why they're all so scared of him coming back. I didn't see him in Rebels. Maybe there is more to come from him. But at the moment, he's not even.
There's a lot more, yeah.
He's just an idiot.
Your friend.
Hey, let's pause it. Yeah, let's pause it for a second.
There was in the final episode. There was a lot of fucking about, wasn't there? I mean, my friend said this. Now, my other friend, mate, he's a big fan. He loved every minute of it. I did, but in the final episode, for me, it was good. But there was this thing with the doors. There was that, and then the other point was there was a lot of arsing about leaving the planet.
Okay, let's just say, all right. I mean, I still love the series, but I thought the last couple of episodes it did lose a bit of its where it got up to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, it was good. I mean, it was like when he jumped on the Star Destroyer using a force jump.
Oh yeah.
Where was her jetpack?
She's never had one.
Did
she have one in the animated series? Did she have one then?
She did. Yeah.
I don't know where she. I don't know why she hasn't got it now. 'Cause she's got the armor.
Well, that's what I kept thinking because I thought, well, when she fell off the thing, where's your bloody jetpack?
And she did suddenly acquire the Force. When Ezra was jumping up, she'd only used the Force once to get the lightsaber.
You can't do that.
And suddenly she was confident enough to actually push him all the way up to the Star Destroyer. And this is only the second time she'd ever used the Force. So that was a bit. Look, let's finish this off because this is quite a good review. So let's just finish this off.
New kind of wave thing we have with the writing, and this Ezra jump up onto the ship. It's like,
that's what we just said.
Really, we're supposed to, but you saw how everybody reacted to that Leia crap in The Last Jedi, and you did this. Really, what would have been better is if they'd have made it on board the Star Destroyer. It's moving away, and then loads of these troopers come out. They're shooting, blah blah blah. They're shooting. Every time they knock them down, the witches bring them all back to life, and eventually, I don't know, Sabine gets shot and Ahsoka jumps to catch her, and they both go out the exit and down the thing, and I don't know, have to use we don't know how they get away. That's the cliffhanger. How are they going to get around that? Last scene, Ezra's looking over the hole as the door closes, realising, and we even skirt round Ezra being on board the Star Destroyer. That presumably, it took a couple of episodes to get there before, so how did he evade everybody? I mean, in season 2, they could literally, the way they write, they could have taken up 5 episodes of him evading. You know, sir, we've searched levels 1 to 4. We haven't found him. Okay. Tell the guys to search levels 5 to 10. Oh, brilliant! My God, sir, how do you think of these things? Start searching levels 5 to 10. Brilliant, awesome. Don't know. How did he survive on that? And then steals a shuttle. That's a story we need to hear. How did he get off that ship with a shuttle? That's just more evidence that Thrawn's a moron. Is that he let this guy run around. He might not have known he was there. To be fair, chances are he did though, because I'm sure there's cameras in the loading bay that saw him. He's managed to evade on the ship and steal a ship and get that ship. Did you think not have guns when he took off in that ship shooting down? Come on.
I wondered that.
Let's find out how Ezra got away.
I do.
Madness. It just, I don't, it's just the writing is just not good anymore. And as long as we keep accepting this crap writing, this new style of them all sitting around a table going, oh, let's think of a wow moment. She stands on the wing firing with the lightsaber. She's deflecting it while she's on the wing. Okay, brilliant. Why is she on the wing? What? Why is she on the wing? Why does she have to do that? The ship's got deflector shields and weapons of its own. Why? Well, nobody cares why, mate. As long as she's on it, it'll look good. Well, yeah, it'll look good. It's a great scene. It'll look good. But why? Let's expand the story. Let's find out. Let's give it a coherent reason for her to be on that wing, doing what she does. We've never seen anyone have to do that before. Why is she doing it now? Why is she that stupid? Why? And all that. But no, it's just we don't need a story. It's just it'll look good, mate. Everybody will be so caught up in how look at her, that they'll forget that the reason for her being there is just dumb. It's just stupid. Don't understand. Madness. But as I say, I've probably gone well over your 2 minutes. No, look, 13 minutes. So there you go. Maybe do a whole episode on the one rant. But yeah, maybe just edit some bits out.
No.
But look forward to seeing your rebuttals. Would much rather do it face to face so we can
next time
rebut as we say stuff and all this. But just this new wave of writing, I just think anyone who's accepting what they're churning out now needs their head examined. Right at this point, I think Disney could literally take a big steaming shit in the middle of the road, piss the word Star Wars onto it, or the word Marvel, and all these new wave fans would accept it. It would just be, they'd be heading, oh, it's the greatest thing we've ever seen, oh, it's amazing, did you see the shape of the shit and the way the steam came off it, it was fucking all... I'm not buying what you're selling, man. The show is such a shame, because the people invested in it that are good, the actors, the special effects people, the set pieces, they're all so good. They deserve so much more than the crap stories they're being given. And if this is the best they can come up with, then bring on AI. Bring on AI. I think I sent to you, I asked ChatGPT, the freest software on the planet, write an episode of Blake 7. That was it, one sentence. Write an episode of Blake 7. And it churned it out in seconds. I thought Blake 7 would be a really niche thing it wouldn't have learned about. And it broke, well, it's only like 4 or 5 paragraphs, but it was an in-tone story with the characters. All right, Sulin spelt wrong, and Tarrant and Sulin weren't on the ship when Blake was, but I'll forgive that, because it was literally the synopsis of an actual episode. And that's cheap software, low-end, cheap, entry-level software did that. What will the high-end stuff be doing now? What will the high-end stuff be doing in 5 years' time? And why are we even going to pay writers anymore if this is what they churn out? Speak to you again soon.
All right, let's stop that here. Let's just hit stop share. Okay. Now, wow, that was really a really good review, actually. I don't fully agree with every point that Malcolm said, but you've got to admit he did have a lot of good valid points. First of all, Malcolm has invented a new hashtag. Hashtag Thrawn's a moron. So that's one thing that's already going to be out there, I think.
Well, some of the other channels are calling him Frank.
Are they?
Yeah.
So what do you...
I agree with you, mate. I bought the 3 books years ago, Heir to the Empire, about Thrawn.
Okay.
3 paperbacks. The guy he wasn't evil. He's a strategic genius. And after the fall of the Empire, he conquered he got it all back, until obviously the heroes got rid of it. He gets betrayed at the end of the book by his own bodyguard who's sworn to him. But he works out every scenario. The guy, when he looks at his enemies, he goes into their personality. Like he did it in this. I mean, they got that right when he found out she was, but he would have known that anyway, that she was his apprentice. He would have known that because he knew who Anakin Skywalker was. He knew that he would, when he would outfit, he knew that.
So I suppose my question...
Rebels, they got him right, and it is a bit wonky with him in this, but I do like the actor. I love his eyes, but your friend does make some good points. Thrawn's meant to be this. He doesn't waste resources. He's not like the Emperor or Vader, just sends this guy protects his men. They respect him because they know if they're in a situation, he'll get them out of it. He'll only sacrifice if it's tactically he has to do it to get the bigger picture. I get that. But there is a few things. If your friend's read Heir to Empire, I totally know what he's on about.
Yeah, so I've not read that. I've not read it. I've not read that.
It's worth the graphic novel.
Now he said he hadn't seen the last seasons of Rebels. I think he said only up to seasons 2. So, do you feel that in some ways the character of Thrawn improved in the last seasons, and also in respect of how he was portrayed in the new series of Ahsoka?
Well, there's one question we've not asked. There's one simple question we've not asked.
What's that? In
all this? Well, when Ender Rebels, when him and Ezra with Purgles at Star Destroyer got transported to Peridia, right? What have they been doing for 10 years on that planet? He's lived with...
Ezra grew a beard. He grew a nice beard.
Yeah, he grew a beard, and he lived with a lot of the next
turtle people.
marketing.
The turtle
thing.
people,
Let's get the
Toy
turtle
thing.
beetles
Yeah,
out
yeah.
for Christmas with the vehicles.
Turtle beetles.
And charge 30 quid a piece for them. As soon as I saw them, I knew.
That's like their version of Grogu, isn't it? Kind of thing. But
it didn't quite work.
No.
And they were just totally pointless to me then. Even when they were running at 30 mile an hour in bug cars. And there were things like that. I mean, Rosario Dawson, she's marvelous. I love her.
Yeah, I like her.
I think she's great. You can't. But there were a few points in this. But you do make a good point that the final episode, I didn't think there was enough of a payoff. But like you said, he died.
That's what I think changed the dynamic of the last episode.
That changed the dynamic.
That's the one I interpret as being. That's what I think.
So they extended the bits out of the Death Troopers and the doors.
Yeah. They could have
They had to extend
They
it
had
out,
to fill in the gaps because they couldn't go to the actual culmination of the Ray Stevenson's character. That's what I personally
think. It's such a shame, really, because I think, like you said, if it had been another month, we could have had something absolutely amazing there. And it's just, so I'm hoping that in season 2 that we're gonna sort of. I'd like an amazing 2-parter to start the next series with. That we know what's going on.
I'm already going to say this. I'd like Malcolm to join us at some point for a podcast if he's available. I think that I know he's only on a video thing, but I think he would put a good input into a future show at some point.
Yeah.
I do concede that, but then you get this every Star Wars, every TV show is going to have plot holes. That is part of the nature of what TV is. Nothing is going to be perfect. It's every single thing, even a masterpiece will have something where you think, why did they do that? Why did they do that? You know what I mean?
Actually, I watched Foundation season 2 over the weekend.
Have you seen the whole thing? I've only seen it halfway through.
I watched the whole lot of it, and do you know something?
I couldn't get into it.
I watched 5 episodes over 2 nights, right?
Right, okay.
And when I finally got into the top few episodes, I was blown away by it.
Does it get better?
Oh yeah. You wanted more. I was put it this way: when I went to bed, it was circulating in my head all night.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely superb.
And
I'm going to have to say it. And now there were no plot holes in that. So really,
but that's based on the Isaac Asimov, isn't it? Whatever.
It runs along the side of it, but they've totally took it a different direction. But what they've done with it is genius. I sat through that, and I thought this is superb.
Right.
I've even worked out that there's somebody manipulating everything, not the psychohistory. I can't say.
No, don't tell me.
I know where they're going with this.
All right, okay. I don't know.
I worked it out, and I was absolutely blown away by it. I found the first season it was a bit up its ass. Second season, ultimate in payoff. Ahsoka now has to do that. But I enjoyed Ahsoka. I did enjoy it.
I did enjoy it.
And there were plot holes. But he's right. Some of the Marvel and Disney stuff now, writing's terrible.
I mean, do you think, we are going to sort of wrap things up now, but do you think that generally the quality of writing in a lot of these modern TV series, regardless of whether it's Disney, do you think the general standards have just dropped? And do you think that AI in the possibility it could be a good factor?
I call it franchise killing.
Okay.
I think when you've got an established franchise of something, like 3 movies, like, I don't know, Indiana Jones or something, we've got to today, so these people have grown up on it, but they've no connection. Because I watched this guy on YouTube. Some people say, well, it's only a TV program. That's what some people say.
Yeah, a lot of people say that, yeah.
But it's not, it's more than that, because you've invested a lot of time in it, and it's been around in your life over a long time.
Yes, it's
so
important.
you expect, not everybody, but you expect if they're going to take something that's special to a lot of people, that they're going to try and
responsibility of making it just the right balance between.
I understand they're going to do something different, but they come out with these stupid fucking ideas and add these scenarios to these characters, like Indiana Jones 4. They shouldn't have done that to his character. They shouldn't have done it. And it's simple as that, but they went and ruined it.
They
I'm
sort of
sorry
did it,
about
yeah,
my language.
yeah. No, that's all right.
And,
Okay.
and it's like, you imagine if these writers got hold of Back to the Future.
That's why they can't do
wanted
it.
to do a
They cannot do
4.
it. Do not touch Back to the Future
It's like
ever.
Ghostbusters, isn't it? It's like Ghostbusters. This established, beautiful movie from 1985. The sequel
Was good.
not as good, but we love
It's
it.
all right. Yeah.
All right. And then we got that.
That female one.
Years
That
later.
terrible. That terrible.
It's nothing to do with the females in it. They're
No,
all
not
funny
that.
women.
No, it was just a shit film. It was woke,
It was just a shit.
shite,
It was just
crap.
a shit,
It was a
absolute
real.
shite
It was
movie.
taking a dump on Ghostbusters. It was like a.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
It's franchise killing, and I think Disney and Marvel, they got these fucking writers in.
But why?
Come in.
Why have they got? Okay.
Because they want to put their own spin on it. A lot of them. Now I know that the world's moved on, and there's different types of people, and everybody likes this, and they have to cater for the audience. Plus, also TV says it's about making money, so they have to.
Is it the lower?
into all
Is it
these
like
other
the lower common denominator that they sort of like, sort of make things a bit kind of more. Not thick, but yeah, make it a bit more obvious that the quality, because they don't want it to go over people's heads. They want to dumb it down a bit. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I because it's about making money more now than ever.
And that's the nature thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, not everybody's seen The Expanse.
No, but The Expanse will go over a lot of people's heads. I mean, The Expanse is a great series.
Yeah, but if that went mainstream, The Expanse, people will be saying that's the best thing I've seen in 20 years. The writing is there to write this stuff. Foundation season, so the writing is there. They're the type of people that should be working on Star Wars and the Marvel. The people that get it, they know what the audience want. But then you get people somewhere that go, oh no, we can't do this. Let's put in turtle people and we'll make them fucking cute. And then we can make money. And then we'll do something where one of the characters never did this, but then they did. And it's like, and then they try and slide it into canon as well. And it's pissing people off. It's really
I have to ask a very important question then. Do you think then that Dave Filoni, who is seen as the kind of like the offspring of George Lucas inheriting the Star Wars franchise, do you think he's as good as writer as perhaps some people make him out to be, or do you think that might not be the case?
Yeah, but Dave Filoni had a partnership with John
Favreau.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like Red Dwarf, isn't it?
Oh, Rob Grant, Doug Naylor.
Yeah, you got the two writers, and the first so many seasons were absolutely
and then they
amazing.
split off.
And then when they split off, even though the writer were keeping it going, but it wasn't quite the same of what it was.
It lost something that's gone missing.
And I think maybe because I don't think Favreau is there anymore now.
I think he's still in the background somewhere. I'm not sure.
He might be in the background, but Filoni, I think sometimes when you do a creative thing, you can do your own thing, but sometimes you meet somebody and you click with that person, and then between you the magic comes. So you create, like
a bit like our podcast. A bit like our podcast.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about.
I just think I'm not going to judge Filoni at the moment. It depends on season 2 because we lost Ray Stevenson.
Yeah,
and I think it messed him up for final.
It did. That's why I think.
Tried to do a reshoot, new scenes.
Well, they probably wanted to, but they probably couldn't because of all the strikes. That's the problem.
Yeah, and there's been that as well.
Yeah.
So he gets a pass this time.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely.
He gets a pass. But I have enjoyed this series. Rosario Dawson is a superb actress.
Yeah, got no problem.
Anything she
I like her.
And in life, she's such a cool person. Massive Star Trek fan.
Oh, is she? I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's massive. She quotes when she talks to people. She's always quoting Star Trek.
Oh, okay. Well, I like her already, so I like her even more now.
She's really cool. So I get it. She's the right choice. But like the Mando season 3, I enjoyed it, but it did falter slightly, didn't it?
Especially near the end. I think at the end it's but like I said, but there might be an explanation for that, as we've already said.
Yeah, but I'm gonna give the final episode of Ahsoka a pass this time because I've enjoyed the rest of this series.
What about the series in general, season in general? Out of 10, what would you give it out of 10?
I was gonna go for a 9, but because the payoff, I'm gonna give it an 8.
8.5. I'll give it an 8.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna give. I would have liked to have left this review today and give it a 10.
Yeah,
I was
it's
that's
not quite
but
there.
then there's been circumstance, so Filoni gets a pass this time.
Yep,
Do you
absolutely.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was certainly
But
interesting one.
I agree. I think your friend makes some good points. He's
Yeah,
come
yeah,
out with
yeah,
some good
and
points to my mate.
Yeah.
But another friend of mine, he absolutely adores this series. He loves every minute of it. So you've got to be open to both
Yeah,
sides.
but I like opposing opinions.
No, I don't.
You see,
Because
and also we're not a hate channel, and I'm not saying that Malcolm's a hater either.
no.
What I'm saying is that the best conversations are where people like different aspects or dislike different aspects.
because
we'd never be like that.
Like my friend who's not a fan, and he opened me up to new stuff about certain things in it. He said, "Oh, this," and I never really just accepted it when I watched it. And then when I went back to what he said, I think, yeah, you've got a point there. You are sort of right about that, But all in all, for me, I personally enjoyed it. But I am open to criticism of it from other people.
Yeah,
I think he's made some really good points. It was, I mean, the thing with the TIE fighters, I mean, why didn't you just blow them out of the fucking sky with laser batteries at back instead of all that arsing around, jumping around in outer space for a lightsaber? There is some points to this, but then again, like I said, they're putting in too many wow moments, aren't they? I want a solid story. Do you know what I mean? And that if you get a solid story, the wow moments can work at the right time. You don't need loads of wow moments.
Just a good quality story, which is coherent.
With a wow moment.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, Martin. Well, look, thank you very much. Thank you again, Malcolm, for joining us on the video link. I'm sure we'll have you at some point in the future. I still need to watch all the Blake 7. He's already said to me he wants us to check that out. I've got all the Blake 7s to watch, but I haven't got the time to go through them all at the moment. I saw them when I was a kid, and I just remember how it ended, which was the most shocking ending of any TV series I've ever remember as a kid. But I will watch it at some point.
You could watch. There is certain episodes you could just watch, but the thing is, the whole story is fun. It's Blake 7's all about the characters.
Yeah, I know.
That's what
I will do that.
For some reason, you see past the show.
I will do that. I'll tell you when I get some holiday, I'll watch that, and then we'll review it, and maybe we'll get Malcolm on board. Okay, so next week we're going to review Terminator 2 because we've still not done. We've only ever done Terminator 1, and then the week after a film that you want me to review. I think it's The Galaxy in Highlander, which I've not seen. Which I'll what was that for?
Yeah, there's that favourite actor of yours in RoboCop.
Oh, Kurtwood Smith. Well, I'm a big fan.
Great voice, yeah.
Fantastic, lovely.
Fortress, yeah.
Fortress, yeah. We'll give that a watch, and then we'll give that a review in a couple of weeks. Martin, thank you very much. It's been a great show, and we'll catch you next week on the Solar One Sci-Fi Podcast. Live long and prosper.
Yeah, live long and prosper.
Ahsoka Tano, mystical Jedi warrior, trained to be a child soldier by the Master of Evil. She must learn to walk her own path while maintaining order in the galaxy. Ahsoka, a Jedi who fights against the forces of darkness using her twin lightsabers and incredible never-before-seen abilities. Water breathing, whale song, and quick change. Joined by a ragtag band of friends, they journey into the unknown. Sabine, Mandalorian warrior, explosives expert, hopeless Jedi, street artist. Hera, a pilot with the heart of a pilot, who is always dressed to pilot. And Huyang, Ahsoka's faithful servant, a 25,000-year-old robot that possesses more knowledge and experience than any other living being in the entire galaxy. Possibly the most valuable relic in all of existence. He is now responsible for ship maintenance. With the threat of a new Star War looming over them, they wrestle against the intangible genius of Grand Admiral Thrawn and his supernatural minions. It's a race to save one of the last Jedis, as one of the last Jedis is hunted by the last remnants of the Jedis. They must learn to put aside their differences, reconcile with their pasts, and risk it all to find a long-lost ally who may or may not be able to help them.